Any advice on sorting out? Can you move that closer actually, because the speaker isn't great sometimes from my point of view. Any advice on sorting out a quad strength imbalance, lateral strength, then medial? Do you mean in specific areas across both your quads, or do you mean
I bet he means
unilaterally?
His vastus lateralis is stronger than his vastus medialis.
There's nothing you can do about those. They're just purely genetic and like how your brain is attuned to it. They're not something you can really like over-tune something. It's not you can hone in on all your quad. There's 3 sections of your quad, and all of those are involved in your quad extension. You can't isolate any quad muscle really. I
hate surgery, but there's 4 sections.
Or 4 sections, but you can't isolate any of them. They're all involved in the extension of the quad. So that's why, when you hear people saying about isolating with particular movement, or you hear someone talking about a certain biomechanical body part over a certain digits coach and talking about isolating certain things, it's not correct to say that, because you can't isolate things. What might be an issue is you might have a mobility deficit. You might have poor internal or external rotation, and it could be that it is heavily favoring a section of your quad. So that might be something to look at. But I've never really seen a legitimate situation ever, I think, where a particular section of someone's quad was underdeveloped due to and needed to be overdeveloped in.
Yeah, I think what happens with the outside of the quad getting more developed is it's not a thing of like the outside of your quad is too strong. It's just your quads are too weak in general. Like in almost all cases, when that's the issue, it's like knee pain is presenting. Somebody assesses you and says you're out, like your vastus lateralis is overdeveloped and your vastus medialis is underdeveloped, and they say you need to sort that out. In reality, it's just a quad weakness thing in general. It just so happens that those of us who squat with kind of our hips back more, less quad dominant squats will tend to favour the vastus lateralis, and if you can get your knees forward more with a narrower stance, you'll favour vastus medialis. But you really just need stronger legs overall. Like there's no, like what all of your quad is developed in all of the range of motion and movement, right? Certain aspects of those 4 muscle tissues where they connect in, they become more dominant or less dominant than certain ranges of motion. It just so happens your vastus medialis, that little elephant's testicle that hangs over your knee, that's really involved in terminal lockout of the knee. But you shouldn't just go and train terminal knockout of the knee. You should just get stronger legs. Like that'll make you better than anything else you're going to do.